Live from Mobile, Alabama, it's time once again for another exciting edition of Chao Racing 2017. And here's our host, 97, never great excitement, Mr. Brandon Shannings. Hello, Mobile, are you ready for another edition of Chao Racing? I hope so, yes we are, and hello dear fans, welcome to another exciting edition of Chao Racing 2017. It's week 20, and time to applies when you're having fun. Before we get started with week 20, we would like to present our November qualifying tournaments, and Paul's going to tell us all about it. Paul? Alright, the qualifying superstars for this month, for November, for the annual tournament champions are Domo Sejas of Belize, Haran Mentawa of Germany, Judah Lang of Thailand, and Sari Pan of Denmark. So congratulations to these four participants representing Belize, Germany, Thailand, and Denmark. We'll see you next month for the annual tournament champions. Alright, Paul, let's get underway. Alright, let's start off the action, Paul. You said it, and for race number 1 of the men's division, we have the Crime Master Policeman, Russell Williamson, taking on Aaron Holmes, Richard Hasselhoff, and Owen Fighter. As usual, we're going to do this thingamajig on the Emerald course, so let's get things underway. Everyone is on the clock. And please start the race! Here we go! With week 20's action here in Mobile, Alabama. And our fans in Mobile, Alabama are showing into the high spirits this fall. Right now, the 4th Chao going to shake the foul dreams, and 1 the 3rd Chao going to rest. Trying its engine here at number 1, as a matter of fact. And now the 4th Chao are going to eat the fruit. And it looks like no one fighter is going to have come in on the lead, because the other 3 Chao are dancing to the beat. And it looks like number 7 is going to rest, so he's expected to be left behind number 8. And Norman Fighter is going to be heading for the water, as the first superstar gets beat. On week 20's action here in Mobile, Alabama is Richard Hasselhoff. And look at that. He is going to pass number 8 for DUI, because number 8 is going to rest over at the bridges. Number 1 is heading for the water, trying to get some ground after being left behind for a while. As speed rush number 2 in this race, we made by the Crime Master Policeman himself, Russell Williamson. Now catching up to Aaron Holmes in the battle for 2nd place. Right now it is Norman Fino who has a commanding lead ahead of Aaron Holmes and Russell Williamson as he approaches the Sapphire portion of the Emerald course. And who got the next command speed race as we approach the 1 minute mark? It's back to Richard Hasselhoff, Natsu. That makes his 2nd speed of the race. And right now, guess who is way behind in the competition? It's number 8, Natsu. Number 8 is getting left behind from the others in a hurry. And this time, Richard Hasselhoff goes for consecutive. Now catching up to Aaron Holmes in 3rd place. Right now, number 5 is getting tailgated up in the front by number 2, who currently dominates over the 4th Chao. Can number 5 hold on his opponent's when he needs a midweek? We'll find out soon enough. Next BS belongs to number 7, and it looks like Richard Hasselhoff is pausing for more and trying to get some attention here. And right now, number 8 still willing the ears out, and I mean out. But it's Richard Hasselhoff who gets another turn. That makes his first be most of the race. And back a bit fun, Norman Finer and Russell and Aaron Holmes are battling for the lead in the current moment. Norman Finer currently leading over Aaron Holmes by a short distance. And who got the next one? It is going to be none other than number 1, who went west for a while, but now he is at least leaving number 8 in dead meat. Number 8 is getting all alone in last place with no help at all. I don't think he'll get a speed rush for the entire race. Yeah, he's going to be left behind competition for sure. And as number 2 dominates on the 4th Chao in the next command speed rush, Norman Finer is going to be back on track or coming back next season. Norman Finer holds off Aaron Holmes to secure an easy victory. Yep, Norman Finer gets the job done after struggling for a while. Good job by Norman Finer. As number 1 will close on Speedless Race. That makes his 2nd Speedless Race. Number 8 has no hope for surviving whatsoever. And number 7 also can't forget about this race. And Norman Finer can celebrate. That's right, he can celebrate this week. Let's see how he will fare in the early one. Back in a bit, do not go away. And now, Paul, race number 2. Race number 2 will feature the License to Drive, Al Hien Sr., taking on Ryan Christian, Louis Charleston the Great, and Gordon Lamberg. Alright, let's see who will be the lucky dip this time. Everyone is on the clock. And let's rock this place! Okay, the next 4 superstars are on their way. And number 1 is going to miss again. So he's going to be left behind for the second time in this race. And number 2 is going to join number 1 for dear life all the way in the back. Right now the 4 Chao up the front has shaken the palm trees. And now they're going to eat the food. And it looks like Gordon Lambert's going to have Commander Lee, followed by Louis Charleston and Ryan Christian. He and Sia decided to dance to the beat all the way back. As the great Louis Charleston wins the wing toss this time around, and he flies over at the bridges. And right now number 7 is getting left behind in the competition after dancing to the beat for a while. Number 7 is way behind in the competition. He is all alone last place early on in the race. Well, he's better take the water as number 8 takes speed bus number 2 in this race, trying to hold on numbers 2 and 1 in the flash, and Ryan Christian is for the rest. That means Louis Charleston will have command on the lead up in the front. Now he has a lot of catching up to do, and it looks like someone's going to rest as Gordon Lambert will have the next command speed bus. Now trying desperately to catch up to Louis Charleston in a hurry. And now guess who's way behind in competition now? It's number 1, that's Sue. But who really got the next command speed bus as we pass the 1 minute mark? It is number 8, that's Sue. That makes his second speed bus race. And here's Senior what's going on, so he's better to drop down a couple places. Oh, and down goes Louis Charleston, and he almost fell off course. That's painful to watch. That means Gordon Lambert will have a couple of catching up to do. And Gordon Lambert talks for more. As the next appearance was made by number 1, who desperately needs to catch up every now and then. Meanwhile, the great Louis Charleston is trying desperately to hold off Gordon Lambert and Ryan Christian up in the front. Will Gordon or Ryan make the pass from the great Louis Charleston? We'll find out soon enough. Next appearance belongs to number 7, who's trying to catch up in a hurry. And Louis Charleston is first. That means Gordon Lambert will have command in the lead, and Ryan Christian will move out of second place. Alvin here is also catching up to him in a hurry. But there goes Louis Charleston with the next command speeders and trying to get back in this one. And right now number 8 and a couple of Civic Channel going to rest all the way in back. That means number 8 will have a little bit of catching up to do. As the next speeders will be made by, in just a matter of moments from now. Next speeders will be made by number 2, who leads over the 4 Civic Channel, the Cowboy, trying to hold on to the other Civic Channel in a hurry. And it looks like Ryan Christian has made the pass for the great Louis Charleston. Looks like Louis won't be able to catch up to him in time. Ryan Christian has another 5 minutes range for his collection over the great Louis Charleston as number 1 will close on speeders for the second race in a row. Louis Charleston will have himself for second, and Alvin Sr. will come in third place. Alright, so Ryan Christian is now back on track. Just like Norman Fighter, right? Right, there's more time coming up. Do not go away. Alright, time for the next race, Paul. Race number 3 will feature Kyle Leachman, the Steel Curtain Aaron Miller, Ramon Shante of the Lucky Damage, and Hunter Brown. Let's look at around for this next race. And best luck to these next 4 players. Everyone is on the clock, so without further ado, let's have a Chao race! Okay, there goes the next 4 participants pressing down the line. With Ramon Shante, seems like he has a pretty good start for the moment. Right now, they're going to approach the palm trees, and now they're going to check down that coconut shake fruit. And the fans in Mobile are on their feet, cheering on for our 48-man superstars for this half of the week. And right now, who will have command on the up at the front? It is Ramon Shorty of the Lucky Irish. The Steel Curtain Aaron Miller is right on his tail in second place. And it looks like Ramon Shorty is flying towards the water. As number 8, who trying to lead the other Civic Challenge us, wins the wing toss by his face. He's also heading for the water. And right now, number 7 is going to expect to drop down to the last place over the competition right now. And it looks like Kyle Richmond has paid off his shortcut. He made a shortcut, folks, after being left behind for a while. As Hunter Brown takes speedway number 2 into space, Kyle Richmond came from behind to take a shortcut. He now leads By the way, a win by Kyle Richmond will make him at the 500 mark at 11-11. Very interesting indeed. Well, anyway, who got the next BS? It is number 8. That makes his next BS race. Hunter Brown's getting left behind in the competition. But guess who really needs to catch up to? It's number 2, that's who. But the next BS is going to be made by the Steel Curtain, Aaron Miller, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Right now, he currently sits in 3rd place. Ramon Shorte is currently in the 2nd place. But Kyle Richmond is dominating over Ramon Shorte and Cameron as number 8 gets a first speed rush to the race, and look at that. I think he now leads over the 4-0 Chao and Hunter Brown. Hunter Brown is still getting left behind in the crowd. Meanwhile, number 2 is really way behind the competition. He's getting all alone in last place. He might need a couple of speed bumps if he wants to get back in this one. But I don't think that's going to happen at all, don't you think? Next BS belongs to number 1, and he regains the lead over the 4-0 Chao and Hunter Brown. And back with fun, Kyle Richmond is currently dominating over Ramon Shorte to come on as Hunter Brown finally gets a speed bus. He's going to pass a couple of 4-0 Chao, but I don't think he'll make it all the way to 1st place. Number 2 is getting all alone last place as he climbs on the wall. I don't think he'll get a speed bus for the entire race, don't you think? Who got the next one is number 7 who gets it, leaving Hunter Brown left behind in 6. And Kyle Richmond's going to jump to the 500 mark this season. Kyle Richmond dominates over the Steel Curtain, Aaron Miller, and Ramon Shorte to win this one. She's now at 500 at 11-11. Great job. As the Steel Curtain, Aaron Miller won the next command SPS. That makes his 2nd SPS race, but there's always next time for the Steel Curtain, Aaron Miller. Number 2 can just forget about this race. He's going home empty-handed all over last place. And we have just enough time for one more speed bus on this race, and it will be made by Hunter Brown, making his 2nd speed bus race, but I highly doubt he's going to get any wins at all for the rest of the season. Anyway, Kyle Richmond got the win this week. That's right, he's not at 500. Maybe he'll make the playoffs. We'll soon know. Back in a bit, do not go away. Okay, welcome back from our commercial break. Who do we have next, Paul? Race number 4 will feature the next generation superstar and one half of the classic go-getters, Antonio Bennett. He'll be taking on Dave Miller of the Miller Trainers, Thomas Wingrider, and Glenn Murray, who is currently tied with Alvin Sr. for the moment at 13-8. Everyone is on the clock, and please start the race. Here we go. And it looks like Dave Miller's correct. That means Antonio Bennett, Thomas Wingrider, and Glenn Murray will have the opening edge. And it looks like Antonio Bennett's pausing for one. So it's Thomas Wingrider versus Glenn Murray up in the front. Glenn Murray looking to become the leader at 14-8 in the current morning. Will he get the job done? Well, fast enough. And Glenn Murray is dancing to the beat. And Thomas Wingrider is scoreless. That means a couple of Silver Chao will have the upper hand in the current moment. Right now the 4 Chao closing in on each other at the current moment as the next generation superstar, Antonio Bennett, who's way behind the competition, takes the opening toss this time around. And number 2 is Glenn, so he's going to be left behind in the competition all the way back. And now number 7 is going to rest, so he's going to join number 2 for D-Life. And he pauses for more as well, as number 2 takes BS number 2 in space, and now he leads number 7 in the dust. And oh no! Guess who took a shortcut? It's Thomas Wingrider! He's gonna spoil Glenn Murray's party right over here. As number 1, Wag will get the next command BS. And right now he dominates over the 4-0 Chao and Glenn Murray. Number 7 is getting left behind in the competition all the way back as we pass the 1 minute mark on this exciting race. But who we got in the next command BS is Glenn Murray. He's in charge. A win would make him 14-8 and the best record of 48 superstars. But I believe we're going to have a third upset of the year nominee this week, because Thomas Wingrider is gone, ladies and gentlemen. Thomas Wingrider should prevail on a third upset of the year nominee, by the way it looks at it. Next BS belongs to the next generation star, Antonio Bennett, that makes his 2nd BS race. And right now, against which 2 Chao are getting left behind the competition. It's number 2 and number 7, that's 2. Which one of them will get the next command BS? It's number 2, that's who. That makes his 2nd BS race. And back with fun, Thomas Wingwell is going to have the third upset of the year nominee for this season. He is going to leave the Yellow Cabanas in the dust. And as Antonio Banner gets his first B-Bus in the race, Thomas Wingwell upsets Glenn Murray by a long distance. Thomas Wingwell posted the third upset of the year nominee for the 2017 season. Last one was all the way back in week 7. Well done. And number 1 will close on the speed race, making his first speed bus of the base. So with that upset is Thomas Wingwell, who spoils Glenn Murray's party. That's right, Thomas Wingwell did a pretty good job doing the upset this week. Coming out, there's more exciting action for you, but first have a look at this. Well, that was an exciting one, Paul. Now what do we have? Race number 5 will feature Luke Green, F.R. Kingsley, the Handshake Wiz, Walter Gregson, the Old Yonder, and the Lone Rider Fred Harrison. The players are lined up and ready to go. Everyone is on the clock, and let's rock this place! Here we go. It looks like Walter Gregson is on to a pretty good start ahead of the competition in the Cowboy. Luke Green trying to earn another win towards getting closer and closer towards reaching the 2018 playoffs. And now on the Chao going to eat the through, and there goes Walter Gregson. He's going to have command on the lead up in front, with Luke Green right on his tail in second place at the Cowboy. As the first superstar against Beepus is number 2, who desperately needs to catch up every now and then. I think he now leads over the other Silver Chao. And number 7 is dancing, and number 1 is going to. So these two Silver Chao are going to be left behind in the competition, all the way in the back and back. And it looks like they'll both be heading for the water. As Speedbus number 2 in this race will be made by number 8, who desperately needs to catch up over the bridges. Right now it is Walter Gregson who leads over the other opponents in a hurry. Walter Gregson trying to get back on track towards at least coming back next season. As the next BS we made by Fred Harrison, the Lone Rider, who's trying desperately to catch up as well. And number 8 taunts for 1, so it's better to join numbers 2 and 8 for D-Life all the way in the back. And Fred Harrison will get back-to-back speeders, leaving the yellow Silver Chao in the dust. Meanwhile, Walter Gregson continues to dominate over F.I. Kingsley, who is rapidly catching up to him in second place. But revenge coming up. Luke Green with the next command of speeders. He wants to make the pass for both F.I. Kingsley and Walter Gregson. Will we make it happen? We'll find out soon enough. Oh, and down goes number 8. That's what causes serious damage. Anyway, next PS belongs to number 2. That makes his second PS in the race. And by now, poor number 7 and poor number 8 and Fred Harrison are all getting left behind in the competition. These three Chao really needed to get some speed busts in order to get back in this one. But back in front, it is Luke Green with his second speed bust in the race. And he made the pass from Walter Gregson. And look at that. F.I. Kingsley is scoreless. And Walter Gregson passes for 1. That means Luke Green will have command of the lead up in the front. As number 2, while the next command is B-Bus, trying desperately to lead the others in a hurry. And number 7 is scoreless. So he's going to be left behind in the competition all the way back. And number 8 is going to mess as well. As Fred Harrison takes another turn, trying desperately to get back in this one. Looks like Luke Green is going to improve to 12-10 in his 2017 season. He has Luke Green holds on Walter Gregson and F.I. Kingsley to secure an easy victory. Luke Green is now 12-10 and his fans mean it. As number 8, while the next command speeders try desperately to leave number 7 left behind in the dust. And number 7 will close on speeders, but that was only enough to retain last place. And Luke Green can celebrate another easy victory. That's right, he is now 12-10 and there's more something coming up after we hear a word from this. And we'll be halfway through week 20 after race number 6. That's right, and it will feature Chris and Argos from race number 6 taking on Rusty Replay Jackington, the son of the rest of the drive out here Jr., one half of our defending tag team champions. They're both tag team champions as a matter of fact, and Nick Saiwan. Good luck to these 4 players on the quest for victory. And let's have a Chao race! Alright, so we have both members of our defending tag team champions. Chris Finalcos at the number 3 spot, and I'm here Junior the Sunrise to drive at the number 5 spot. Right on the 4 Chao gonna shake the palm trees. With out here Junior currently leading at the current moment. He's gonna eat the food, and there he goes. He's gonna lead the 8 Chao at the current moment. By the way, looks at it. The other Chao better hurry up if we want to get back in this one. And who will get the first opening toss as Nick Sign 1 has for the water? It's number 1, who can forget about going west. And look at that, he's going to have command on the lead over the 4 Super Chao. Because the number 2 is the rest. So now he will have the lead over the 4 Super Chao for the moment. And right now, number 7, they are both getting left behind. And number 7 is heading for the water, trying to gain some ground over the competition. As number 1, who is flying over at the bridges, opens this one up with back-to-back speedruns. And look at that, out here Junior Squares. So now he will leave out here Junior and the other Super Chao in the dust. And who will get the next Square speedruns? As we'll see, it's moving Jackson trying to hold off his opponent hurry. It's number 7, that's 2, and number 2 pauses for 1. So he's going to be left behind in the competition in 7th place. But right now, number 8 is the real deal, who is way behind the competition after he passed the 1 minute mark. But let's step back to number 7. Oh, he almost fell. Good thing he held on. That, by the way, that makes 2 in a row by 2 in a row for numbers 1 and number 7 respectively. All speedruns are consecutive so far. Meanwhile, we'll see Instant Jackson back up behind this game, tailgated by Nick Sidewon and Chris Manacos, as number 1 gets a first speedrun, still dominating over the 4 Super Chao. Point number 8, meanwhile, is still way behind in the competition. I don't think he'll get any speedruns every now and then. He's going to get up for sure. Next speedrun box 2, number 7, and down he goes. That makes his first speedrun the race. And back with fun, Chris Manacos is going us. And so is what's the Instant Jackson at the current moment. As the next BS win made by the Sun and License to Drive, out here Junior, who is catching up to his technical partner, Chris Managos. They're both tag team champions at the current moment, but let's see what happens here. Right now, number 8 is still left behind on the competition all the way in the back. And it looks like number 7 is going to try and get some attention here. And number 8 gets the speed bus finally. He was going to rest for a while, but he's still left behind the competition. And Rusty Instant Jackson is going to finally get a win after struggling for a while. Yep, Rusty Instant Jackson paid off his swimming ability to defeat Chris Finalcos in a hurry. Well done. As number 1, who can say sayonara to the 4 Super Chao, will close on speedbus race, making a total of 4 speedbus for number 1 on this race. And after a couple weeks of sorrow and pain, Rusty Instant Jackson is victorious. That's why he is doing a pretty good job keeping up back on track. And there's more time coming up in the second half of this week. Alright, Paul, now let's head over to the second half of the men's division races. You got it. For race number 7, we have Kenny Days of the Days Buzz, before Black Fire Will Linkson, Evan Shaningo, and Howard Miller of the Mirror Traders. The players will line up and ready to go, so without further ado, we start the race. And there goes Howard Miller, busting down the line. He's trying to get another win closer towards fulfilling his Cinderella season. By the way, a win by him tonight will tie with Al Heen Sr. and Glenn Murray for the best record since they both lost earlier in this week. Alright, so Howard Miller can tie Al Heen Sr. and Glenn Murray with a win tonight. And there goes the yellow competitors busting down the line. And who's going to get the opening toss this time around? It is going to be Will Linkson who gets it. Before by Fire, trying desperately to catch up with the crowd. And number 1 is Gordon West. So he's going to be left behind on competition for a while. And he's supposed to take the water as Will Linkson opens this one up with back-to-back speeders, now catching up to candidates in the Days Buzz. But right now it is Howard Miller who has a dominating lead over candidates and Will Linkson in the current as he makes his way to the Sapphire course as number 1, who now dominates over the force of Chao, and Ningo takes the next command PS, and Ningo is pausing for one, so he's better to drop down to last place over the competition. And who got the next one is number 7, Natsu, as we pass the 1 minute mark. Meanwhile, Hao Miller is trying desperately to tie with his senior and grandmother for the best record at 13-9. I think that's going to happen, don't you think? Next PS belongs to number 2, who leaves the yellow competitors in the dust. And right now, poor Ningo and number 7 they are both getting left behind. And down goes one and Silver Jaw. That's going to cause serious damage. Which one will got the next command speed mouse? It is Ningo, Natsu, and Hao Miller is quarterback some backup in front. But he should still have a commanding lead. And there he goes, passing down the line, passing for the waterfall, making his way towards the home stretch. As Ningo gets back to max speed best, but he's still way behind in the competition all the way in the back. Looks like Willington won't have enough distance to catch up with Hao Miller in time. And there you have it, Hao Miller is a winner, as Ningo gets a third consecutive speed bust. Hao Miller now ties with Albion Senior and Glenn Murray for the best record at 13-9. But there's still one more race to go before we still have given a close race. Let's see what happens here. Looks like Canadians will come in second, Williamson will come in third, and Ningo will get a 4th consecutive speed bust to close out the race. And it looks like number 7 has no hope for surviving whatsoever. And that's going to do it for this race. So with that domination, Hao Miller is now 13-9. That's why he's doing a pretty good job in this Cinderella season. Let's hope for the very best in the near future. Back a bit, do not go away. And now, Paul, let's simple it up. Race number 8. Okay, Brandon, for race number 8, we have the success dude in the house, Jeff Norris, along with the Metal Fusioners and defending champion Chao Pickles, the Bobby Meter, Bobby K, and Alex Marcus and Small Beans. As a matter of fact, let's see what happens here. Let's rock this place! Okay, here they come, pressing down the line. Who will be the next superstar to get a win here in Mobile, Alabama? We'll find out soon enough. Right now, the 4 Chao are going to shake the palm trees. And now the 4 Chao are going to eat the fruit. And who will have command of the lead? Looks like some of the Chao are dancing. It's Chao Pickles who will have command of the lead, because the other 3 Chao are dancing to the beat. As the first superstar to get speed bus is the success dude, Jeff Norris. And Chao Pickles is heading for the water come on, trying to get some ground in the early run. Right now, number 2 is getting left behind competition. And number 8 is going to, so he's better to join number 7 and 2 for DI. And number 2 is heading for the water, trying to gain some ground in the early run. As the success dude, Jeff Norris opens this one out with back BS, trying to leave Bobby K in the dust. And Chao Pickles scores. And I think someone took a shortcut. I don't know. We'll find out soon enough. And who got the next command speed bus? We're about to find right now. It's the Bobby Mater, Bobby K. He's way behind in the competition. And look at this. Alex Mongerson is in the lead. He now leads over Chao Pickles at the current moment. Chao Pickles better hurry up. He wants to get back in this one. And another speed bus by the success dude, Jeff Norris himself. That makes his first speed bus to the base. Poor number 7 is getting left behind in competition. Bobby K is also left behind in competition, trying desperately to catch up. But which one of them will get the next command speed bus, trying desperately to stay alive in the game? It is going to be none other than number 7 who gets it. Now trying to lead Bobby K does. And number 8 taunts for one. And back up in front, Alex Mongerson and Jeff Norris are battling for the lead. And Chao Pickles pauses for more, trying to get some attention here. As the Bobby Meter, Bobby K finally gets a speed bus. But I think he needs a lot more help than that to stay in game. Meanwhile, Jeff now seems like he has a little bit more room ahead of Alex Moccasin and Chao Pickles. Will he make it all the way to home stretch? We'll find out soon enough. Back to the Bobby Main of Bobby K, and now he passes all 4 of the Silver Chao, but I don't think he'll make it all the way to pass the other opponents in a hurry. Right now, Jeff is going to leave a little bit of room ahead of Chao Pickles and Alex Moccasin. As the Bobby Main of Bobby K gets a third consecutive speed boost, looks like Jeff is going to celebrate a success over the Metal Fusionist Chao Pickles. And there you have it, Jeff Nellis holds off Chao Pickles for an easy victory. A success this time for Jeff Nellis. Another great win by the success dude. Great job. As the Bobby Man of Bobby K is spent to close this one out with a 4th consecutive speed boost. Winds up in 4th place. And the success dude, Jeff Nellis, gets an easy victory. That's right, and there's more something coming up. Do not go away. Welcome back to Chao Racing 2017, folks. Still to come, we got an exciting main event in which Joey Lang, the Wonky Talk Boy, looks to repeat as Superstar of the Week after earning his long-away West in last month. That's right, but first, for race number 9, we have the 2015 Rising Stars champion, David Howley, John Miller, the youngest in the Miller brothers, Garrett Dayton, the Gunner Star Master, and Iron Fowler's Warriors dealing men of the Ugly Irish. And yes, this will feature the Golden Challenge, so they're going to need a lot of effort if they want to stay alive in the game. Alright, everyone that's on the clock, so without further ado, please start the race! Here we go. And it looks like number 8 is going to rest, so he will be left behind in the crowd before Chao making away towards palm trees along with the other 3 Golden Chao. And like we said every week, anything can happen in the Chao Racing universe. The mobile fairs are make it happen, and all of the nation can make it happen. That's what we always say. And right now it is number 7 Wild Commander Lee, with Garrett Dayton having the best position so far in 2nd place. And it looks like Garrett Dayton is heading for the water, as the first Superstar against Beepus is number 2, who's trying desperately to catch up over at the water. And poor number 1 is getting left behind in the competition all the way in the back of the pack. And who will get speed race number 2 of this race? We're about to find out right now. It is Iron Family's Warrior, Steve Wingman, who also really needs to catch up to do. Right now it is number 7 and John Miller, who have both took a shortcut. John Miller, of course, has the best position so far in 2nd place. And the next speed race will be made by number 8, who is Yellow Golden Chao and some of our opponents in the dust. Right now it is numbers 1 and 2 are getting left behind. And Steve Wingman and David Howley are both going to rest, so the best spender to drop down a couple of places. Steve Wingman will drop down to the last place over the competition. David Howley will drop down to 7th. I don't think anyone will get speed with it. Next place belongs to the Government Star Master, Garrett Dayton, who sits in an easy 3rd place ahead and back. But I don't think he'll be able to catch up to John Miller in a hurry. Looks like John Miller's going to celebrate another easy victory on back. As Steve Wingman gets another turn, that makes his 2nd speed race to the base. Trying desperately to get back in this one. Steve Wingman, David Howley, and numbers 2 and 6 are both climbing up the wall, trying to catch him in hurry. And this time Steve Wingman goes for 1 consecutive, as he leaves David Howley and Yellow Golden Chao us. And it looks like John Miller is going to celebrate an easy victory. John Miller wins this one by a lot of distance. What a deal. As David Howley will have the next command Beavis, trying desperately to get back in this one. And number 2 has no hope for surviving whatsoever. He's getting left behind in competition. As David Howley is spending to close this one out with back-to-back Beavis. That makes 2 in a row by 2 in a row for Steve Wingman and David Howley respectively. But it's John Miller, the youngest of the Miller brothers, who prevailed over the competition. That's right, John Miller is back on track, and there's more something coming up after we hear a word from this. Alright, Paul, let's move on to race number 10 of the men's division races this week. That's right, race number 10 will feature one of the fastest swimmers in the league. Donald Williams co-races at 11 and 10 against Eric Crosby, the Sheriff Outlaw, Gary Coles, and Benny Moore, the Urban Cowboy. Let's see who will come up on top this race. Please start the race. Alright, so Gary Coles can tie with Al Heen Sr., Glenn Murray, and Harold Miller at 13 and 9 with a win tonight, while Donald Williams looks to keep up with his hot streak in the only one thanks to all his swimming ability. And right now the four Chao are going to eat the fruit, and who's going to come in up in the front? It's going to be Donald Williams, followed by Gary Coles in an easy second place at the current moment. And it looks like one of the third Chao going to rest, as Donald Williams is heading for the water. And the first superstar to get beat is number 1, who is way behind in the competition all the way back. But now he is passing numbers 2 and 7 for Duo all the way back. And number 7 pauses more. So he's been in a drop down to last place over the HR right now. As number 1 leads number 2 in the dust, opens this one up with back-to-back speeders. And look at this, Donald Williams now has a commanding lead over Benny Moore in the Cowboy, as number 2 will have the next command speeders trying to lead number 7 in the dust. And right now it is Gary Coles and Eric Crosby who are battling for 3rd place at the Cowboy, as the next speeders we made by number 7, who desperately needs a catching up every now and then. I think he needs a lot more help than us to get in the game. Will he get some more help? We'll find out soon enough. Meanwhile, Benny Moore better hurry up. He doesn't want to seize a victory to Donald Williams in the current one. Will he make a miracle comeback here? We'll find out soon enough. Next best belongs to number 2. That makes his second best race. And number 8 Parsons Sports is better to drop down to last place over the HR right now. Numbers 2, 7, and 8 are all getting left behind, but it's number 1 who got the next command speeders. That makes his first speeders of the race, trying to lead the others to a challenge thus. And right now, Donald Williams and Benny Moore not going to best, which means Donald Williams will still have the lead over the competition up in the front. And who got the next speeders? It is Eric Crosby, the Sheriff Outlaw. That's who. Right now, Donald Williams is at the home stretch. And there he goes. He is going to leave the young competitors in the dust. As Eric Crosby takes back-to-back speeders. You can tell he went off for Donald Williams. Right out of 5 swimming strategy by Donald Williams. He is now at 12 and 10 in his 22 races so far this year. Well done. As number 7, well, the next command speeders still trying desperately to catch up. Number 8 is getting left behind like always. And we have just enough time for one more speed race on this race, and we may by Eric Crosby. That makes his first speed race of the race, but with that swimming ability, it is Donald Williams who gets the job done. That's right, coming up, then we got more side action for you, but first have a look at this. So upon we have just a couple more races left for the men's division portion of Week 20's action. That's right, the first event for race number 11 will feature Vince Dason, Vicky Nelson of the Go-Getters 2.0, Frank Bonatal, and Chris Schneider of the Classic Go-Getters. Everyone's all prepped up and on the clock, so please start the race. Alright, so in the shadows of our main event for Week 20, we bring you this exciting race for race number 11. As the fans cheer on their favorite superstars, hoping to make it back to 500 or get close to 500, at least for 3 of those 4 superstars. Right now, the 4 Chao can eat the fruit. And there goes Frank Bonatal. He's going to have command early up in the front. Chris Schneider is going to be right on his tail, catching up to him in second place behind the pack. And let's see who will get the opening toss this time. Who's going to get that chance on the opening toss? It's going to be made by no one then, Vicky Nelson, the Go-Getters 2.0, as he takes the water. And Vince Stacy's going to rest, but he's also spending to take the water. So he's spending to gain some ground with the competition. Right now, number 8 pauses for more, so he's spending to join numbers 1, 7 for D-Life over at the bridges. As speed race number 2 in this race, we may by the classic go-getters, Prototype Wizard, Chris Schneider, and Frank Van Tom's going to spin it drop down a couple places. Right now it is Vicky Nelson who has a commanding lead over Ben Stason as they approach the Sapphire portion of the course. we passed the 1 minute mark as we head back into the Prototype Wizard, Chris Schneider. One half of the famous classic go-getters, but I know they really struggled during the past couple of months. I hope they survive. Well, anyway, number 7, they are getting left behind the competition. Number 1 also seems to be left behind. Which one of them will get the next command speed months? It is number 7, not 2. Meanwhile, Vicky Nelson is getting tailgated by Vince Stason. Can Vince Stason make the pass, or will Vicky Nelson hold on for an easy victory? Crucial situation, my friends. We'll find out soon enough. Next place belongs to number 8. And that was enough to take the lead over the 4th to Chao. Poor number 1 and poor number 2 are getting left behind on the competition. They both really needed some speed bumps, but let's head back to number 8. Now he leads over the 3rd place of the other pack, and back in the very front, Vicky Nelson's going to rest. That means Vince Stason will have a command on the lead. As the next speed bumps we made by, in just a matter of moments from now, next speed bumps we made by Frank Van Taro, who's trying desperately to catch up in hurry. And right now, numbers 1, 7, and 8 are going west. Numbers 1 and 2 are going west. As number 2 will have the next command speed bus. Trying desperately to get back in this one. Right now it is Vince Stason who made the pass, and he held on the lead towards Mickey Nelson. He's running away low from Mickey Nelson. Looks like he's going to be at the 500 mark this week. As number 2 takes back-to-back speed bus. Vince Stason holds on Vicky Nelson to secure an easy victory. So now the sharpshooter is now 11 and 11. The sharpshooter is now at the 500 mark for his 2017 season. That's right, he might have a good chance to make the playoffs, and we will send the main event just in my more. But first, let's hear one from this. Alright, audience. Can you tell me real loud what time it is? That's right, it's main event time! Good work, audience! And here is Paul to tell us all about this week's main event. That's right, the main event for week 20 will feature our returning champion Jerry Lang, Jake taking on Chuck Dixon, Tommy Days of the Days Brothers, and OJ Upton of the Licenses of Destiny. So, it's special out to our 4 main event participants for week 20 this week. Everyone is on the clock, and let's rock this place! And this week's main event is presented by your 4 dealers. Whether by car or by truck, you'll always have a good opportunity to drive with a Ford today. See your 4 dealerships for more details. And right now, the 4 Chao are going to shake the palm trees as the fans cheer on for our main event participants. Jerry Lyon did in our last individual main event. Let's see if he can do it again for week 20. And it looks like Tommy Nays and Jerry Lyon will be battling for the lead up in the front. As the first superstar gets speed-ups. On week 20's main event presented by your 4 dealers is number 8, who desperately needs to catch up every now and then. And look at that. Number 6 is going to win, so he's going to be left behind the competition all the way back. Which is none other than OJ Upton himself. And who will get speed-ups number 2 in this race, as Jerry Lang and Chuck Dixon may win fall. It is number 2 who gets speed-ups number 2 in this race, and he's going to rest. Right now, Chuck Dixon is getting left behind in the competition all the way in the back of the pack. All with number 7 and OJ Upton. That's the next BS win made by number 1, who dominates over the 4 to Chao. All with Chuck Dixon and OJ Upton. As we pass the 1 minute mark, OJ Upton's getting left behind in the competition. And he pauses for one, so now he's way behind in the competition all the way back. And who got the next one? It is Chuck Dixon, Natsu, trying to catch up a little bit. Meanwhile, Tommy Days has a short lead over our returning champion, Jerry Lyon. Will Jerry Lyon spoil Tommy Days? We'll find out soon enough. Next place belongs to OJ Upton, Slim Jim himself, trying desperately to catch up in the crowd. He's getting left behind for sure. But guess who really is way behind in the competition? It's number 7. He's getting tailgated by OJ Upton. OJ Upton also really needs some speed than I mean now. But it's number 8 who will get the next command speed. Trying to hold on number 2 in a hurry. Right now it is Tommy Days who has a commanding lead over Joey Lai because he was going to best. I do believe Tommy Days is going to be the new superstar of the week for week 20 here in Mobile Alabama. Yep, as OJ Upton will have the next command speed best, and Chuck Dixon's going to best again. Right now Tommy Days has his face all wrapped up, ladies and gentlemen. No one is going to catch up to him in a hurry. Big Chao is going to win this one for sure. As number 7 gets the next speed best, trying desperately to catch up with the crowd. Tommy Days is going to celebrate his superstar of the week right over there. Big Cherry Tommy Days of today's spoilers is week 20 superstar of the week after a dominating performance over Joey Lang. Great job by Big Cherry. As number 8 will get the next command speed. That makes his second speed base, and we should have no more speed base. That is going to do it. No more speed base on the face, so with an amazing victory, it is Big Cherry Tommy Days who wins week 20's main event. That's right, here we'll be coming out next week to do it again in week 21. And we'll be on the women's division basis after we find out about this.